Hey guys, it's Stirvin. We usually don't do this kind of thing, but I thought that today I would go ahead and let you guys know we have Rene Mata and AJ of Reach NYC on the show, and it's kind of like a second part to an episode we did a few years ago. Rene and I, the Confound Millennials season 3, episode 21. If you want to check that out, you might want to check it out to get the full story of what's going on here. And secondly, I wanted to give a little bit of a trigger warning for the rest of the show, for both season 3, episode 21, and this one. We talk a good bit about Rene had a few friends who committed suicide, and we talk about how that affected Rene. And we just want to say, if you're going through this, please reach out to somebody, tell somebody what's going on. And if you feel like you don't really have anyone that you can talk to personally, there's the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988. You can text or call that at any time. And welcome to the Confound Millennial, starring Steven Stirvin Michaels and featuring Rene Mata and AJ of Reach NYC. And here's a little sneak peek. Well, not really sneak peek, but preview of their song, Killing Time. Cool. What's up, boys?
That song.
Hey.
So I forgot to introduce the dog. I don't know the dog's name.
All right, the dog's name is Nugget.
Nugget?
El Duque Mata. Nugget El
Well,
Duque.
how's it been, guys? AJ, nice to meet you. Rene, great to see you again.
Always great seeing you, brother.
So, you guys are part of a band called Reach NYC, and
Reach NYC. AJ plays guitar and sings, and I sing.
So, give us, this is the second time we've had Rene on, but give us a little bit of a, can you give us a brief history of the band real quick?
I can definitely give you the brief summary. Basically, the band, it was, we started in the 90s. And I played with this guy, Richie Cipriano, who is the bass player of Sick of It All, and Dante Renzi, who's the drummer now, still, and Danny Martinez. And that was definitely, it was a crazy ride. We played Warped Tour 99. We were so young, and we were just having a great time. We played CBGBs like, I don't know, at least 100 and something times. Actually, one night was a great story. We played CBGBs, and Rene was there, and they asked us to. It was right after 9/11 too, and it was just like, we were like, "Fuck this, man! This is our city. We're not scared to go." So we had the show right after 9/11 at CBGBs, and Green Day was there, and they asked us to. They said they never played CBGBs before, and they used our gear and played for like 2 hours on a Thursday night at CB. So that was pretty awesome, and it was also Jesse Mallon played that night too, and he was good friends with them. That's why they showed up. Anyway, so Reach history. We've been a band for a long time. Pretty much had a record. We had a record deal in 2002 with Lava Atlantic. Didn't work out. Pretty much, we got dropped. I had a baby, and pretty much, we all were working jobs again. And I'm like spaced out here. I took a job in the music industry. Right after I was never going to get work a regular job again. The last regular job I worked was at immigration, and the people there were like, you ever have those people who just want to crush souls because they have no soul either? Like guys are just like, you'll never get a record deal. I remember there was this ex-cop there. His name was Al, and he was just like trying to crush all my dreams. And I was like a young guy, and I was like, "Fuck you." I'm allowed to say "fuck you."
Yeah, yeah, of course.
All right.
It's not fuck
Anyway,
me, just fuck them, you know?
fuck them. Fuck him. Anyways, I remember, and he would just bust my balls all the time for, you're never going to get a record deal. Give it up, all this shit. And I remember the day I walked in, I go, "Hey guys, this is my last day because I got a record deal." Al, fuck you. Anyways, getting back to the history, we had an insane, we had a great ride of playing with like everyone from Top of Roach, Evanescence, System of a Down, just like, Warped Tour, having a record deal, being dropped, and then just like, really trying to turn our back on, the whole name Reach, right?
Mhm.
And just because like we were still trying to get a deal for a while. I was working in the music industry, and I was just, it was a weird time. We still loved music was like in our hearts, and eventually, we're getting older, and it just wasn't, some people just had to step away from it. And a few years back, I know I'm like totally skipping around, but a few years back, basically, my friend Marcos from POD and a drummer Dante, they knew I was in a real funk after my friend Chester passed away, and I was definitely depressed, and it was one of the darkest times of my life. And they felt like if I should be playing music again, and that's when we came back. So we put an EP out on The Orchard. Basically, it was like all stuff we had already. We just remixed a few things that we just never released. And then we played, actually, and then Richie and Danny, they just couldn't do it anymore, right? We had Nick, one of my best friends. He wasn't reaching the first time in the first round, but he was in it now. He was in the band. So Richie and Danny, they bowed out, and we still love them. They're still family. And then we got AJ and Tim, which like was actually pretty awesome because it breathed, like they totally breathed new life into us. It just definitely was a refreshing starting over. With these two guys who are like massively like talented, can write songs too. And I think AJ's first show was it was at Welcome to Rockville.
It was
A humongous show. His first show, he was supposed to open up what's it called? He was supposed to play with Quicksand. We were opening up for Quicksand at the Bowery Ballroom, and he got COVID. I was coming off pneumonia. I thought I literally was going to die on stage that night. But Richie stepped in to play that night. And that's what kind of friends we are with Richie and Danny. We love the guys and wish them nothing but the best. They wish us nothing but the best, and we're still family. But AJ is definitely been an essential part of this band. He wrote a few songs in the new record. One of my favorites, "Fake Friends."
What? Yeah. Dude, that's my favorite so far
yeah.
off of it. Sorry, Rene, or whatever. But like I was listening to that and I was like, this is a banger. This is great.
All the vocals and melodies. So
yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was like trying to bring the punk rock vibes in.
Yeah, I love that one. I was listening to the album all morning getting ready for this, and dude, it's exciting stuff.
So actually, that song, my buddy Joey Santiago from the Pixies. I mean, it's just crazy to think. I mean, they're one of my all-time favorite bands ever. Like, definitely in my top 5. You know, if I was stranded on an island, definitely in there. And during COVID, I was definitely blessed to make an amazing friend, Joey, and a lot of guys. I mean, in COVID, I pretty much talked about this last time. After 25 years, I had relapse, and I was in a definitely dark times and a depression. That's what basically catapulted the band getting back together, and then us putting out an EP, and then COVID hit, right? And
Yeah.
I was on my journey back to recovery, which actually is pretty crazy because May 6th coming up will be 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Clean and sober. Second time.
I want to say congratulations, but also I don't want to jinx you. So
You're not jinxing me, man. I ain't going anywhere, brother. No way.
Gotcha.
I could pretty much.
Proud of you, man. I really am. I'm really proud of you for your where you've come in your sobriety and stuff. We talked about it last time. I'm 2.5 years now myself, and it's exciting to see other people, pulling through, and especially people that have helped you out, man.
Yeah, it was so getting back to the fake friends. What's awesome is that you know what? I think what was great is that we signed to this label AFM, and they're from Germany, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had been working, A&R consultant for them, A&R for projects. So it was like basically like my Nils, senior A&R guy over there, amazing A&R guy, and me basically, A&R in this record, and it's just like, I mean, I A&R a lot of records, and I am gonna be my own worst nightmare to myself. So pretty much every line, every breath on this record, I've like questioned, and I've like, but also I think, I think this whole record as a sum, there's definitely, something I want to, talk about. I definitely have something to say on this record.
Yeah.
Hold on, my dogs are going nuts though.
Sorry. You're good.
I got
just wave at me when you're back.
Hold on.
So AJ, how's it going? How?
Good, man. Good. Keeping busy.
So when was it that you joined Reach?
I joined. So Dante reached out to me. I think in 2019, before the pandemic, actually, and I showed up to one rehearsal, and we rehearsed once, and then COVID hit, and everything kind of got shut down, and then I didn't really hear about it for a while after that, as everyone was just figuring out other things, obviously, and then during the pandemic, I think is when we started kind of talking about it again and rehearsing again. The first show I ever played was supposed to be October 21, like Rene said, but 2021, but I got COVID myself. So it ended up being November of 2021, which was at Welcome to Rockville in Florida.
Gotcha.
International Daytona Speedway.
Yeah, got to drive my van on the speedway. That was a good time.
You had a great time, dude.
Yeah, it was fun.
And I think that was like I think having Tim and AJ in the band, it just was so easy because everyone's so easy to get along with, and I feel like everyone's we play these, we're lucky enough to play really cool shows. So I think, we all have a lot of gratitude when we're playing, and it shows, and we're having a good time.
Yeah, for sure. I was super grateful to be there that day. got to talk to the guys in the Offspring, a band that I've been obsessed of since the 90s. So that
Yeah.
was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So
making this record, right?
mhm.
there's definitely a message in it, and it's just, I've definitely lived every song on this record. I've lived. It's a very personal record. It's a lot of it's like dealing with like fake friends. It's about it's like a summary of a few people who've like been I've been who I trusted and gave my love to, and they ended up betraying me. And I think I came off with it in like kind of like a a sarcastic, funny kind of way.
Yeah.
I mean, when you hear the lyrics and the melodies, kind of like sarcastic, right?
Yeah.
It's not so serious. And then I have my daughter doing all the cheerleading chants, which is pretty sick. I mean, that's a hook in itself.
I was wondering who you got to do that. That was just I don't know. I like it. I like little stuff like that. And then I don't know, like there's a couple like Shine Down songs with some cheering in the back I like. But your stuff, Fake Friends, that was just, dude, I listened to that on repeat for a minute.
I really love that song too. I can't wait to mix it and hear Joey's solo on it. So yeah, I mean, so that's just like it's definitely a lot of life stuff. I was, like I said, we talked about it already. Getting back into recovery and just trying to heal myself and dealing with my mental health. It's there's like a big stigma on that, and I think I definitely want to shine my light on it, that it's okay not to be okay.
And thanks to people like you doing that, the stigma, I mean, I already myself have been seeing it break down. Even in, I live in the South. I was in Georgia. I'm now in Kentucky. And it's still around, but you can see it just dying off slowly. The people are becoming more open-minded toward everything, and including, I grew up in the Bible Belt, so like therapy was like of the devil to some people. And now like I know pastors getting therapy down there, and nobody in the older crew is like batting their eyes or anything. People are starting to realize it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah, and I think it's okay to ask for help too. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of deaths that could have been preventable.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, just talking about it screws me up. So yeah, a lot of songs about that, and just trying to do make it right with my wife and daughter. I definitely felt like I let them down. There's a lot of heart and soul in this record. I put my heart on the line in this record.
I mean, you can tell when listening to it that you poured your heart out into it, and to do so publicly, it's a brave thing too.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
It's like I try not to read these comments. Like I was on YouTube, I was seeing how many, what's called, some guys like, oh, I don't like them promoting, something off like Chester's death. I'm like, this song is about me trying to get over it. Like,
yeah,
I can get through it. All right. So you want me to make it up about something else? It's like,
I think the only people that think that are, they're going to think negative about anything and anyone, man.
Yeah, she's trolls, and I gotta just like let it go. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta be like, all right, you have your opinion, I have my opinion. I mean, I'm like fighting with people that like never met. I've never met, never meet, and they never met Chester either. So they don't know how much we loved each other. He was my brother, and how much it hurt to lose him. I couldn't give a shit if he was the singer in Linkin Park or a Garbage Man. I love the dude. He was my brother.
So,
sorry, I
oh no, I'm sorry, dude. It's when stuff gets tough like that, I never know what to say next because I never know whether I need to back away or ask more or what.
You can ask whatever you want, brother. We've been friends a while now.
I was just getting ready to talk to you today. I figured I needed to do a little bit of research into some stuff going on, and this morning was the first time I listened to that new Linkin Park song that they just released, Lost.
Oh yeah, actually, I love that song.
And I had a question of like, is that the first time you've heard it? Is when it came out, or
you know what? I definitely. So when we were recording our Reach 454 record, basically me and Chester had an idea that we would record our records in the same studio at the same time in 2002. So we both recorded so we could hang out all summer. So they were recording Meteora and we were recording my debut record. And I always knew this. I was a trained singer. I was blowing out my voice, and Chester sat with me and pretty much coached me through all my vocal sessions. Literally, like stayed with me as during my recording. But other than that, like I didn't hear that song. If you wanted to walk into their side of the studio, you had to sign up like an NDA. So you'd always hang out with us on our side of the studio.
So how did you feel when you did hear it?
I thought it was beautiful. But it's just like it could have just the lyrics are I don't know if Mike or Chester wrote them, but they're amazing.
Had me tearing up, man.
Especially that bridge part.
Yeah.
Whoever wrote that, it's a definitely hit it on the head. So that feeling of loneliness and that feeling of loneliness, blackness, and you're drowning in your own skin.
But we won't linger anymore on that.
It's all good, man.
I don't know, just because I don't want my comments to be like you're just promoting stuff off of that either. I'm here to talk to you guys.
Nah, we'll talk about anything, man. So what else is going on? Stirvin.
Yeah. I don't know, AJ. I haven't talked to you in a second.
What's up?
So
what AJ's influences are?
Yeah.
My influences?
Yeah.
So I grew up, I always said that there was two guitar players that like I really looked up to when I started playing. And that was Ace Frehley, Kiss, and Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day. So I always combine those two guys into kind of like, obviously I've ventured off and learned a lot more about music, but like those two guys are always like, I want to learn how to play fast punk rock power chords, but I also want to learn how to do a rock and roll guitar solo. So that was like always kind of what drove me. But I listen to a lot of stuff, and I think for the songs that we wrote for this, one in particular, Ride or Die, that we wrote when we kind of jammed it with Walter Schreifels in the studio, and I wrote that main riff. That like down, and it was definitely going for like a Queens of the Stone Age vibe, like just that straight like headbanging rock guitar riff sound. For that song in particular, I know other ones like you guys were saying, Fake Friends, that definitely like Bad Religion and some punk bands come into the influence there. But yeah, I'm kind of all over the place with stuff.
You know what? when I heard, I was there when we were writing, obviously, Ride or Die, and Nick had the chorus, and you came up with that first lick, and then Walter was jamming us. I definitely right away, all my '90s influences came in. That's why it definitely has a little homage to my brother Mike Inez. I told him, when I sent Inez Ride or Die, I'm like, don't be mad. It's just us. It's just me saying how much I love Alice in Chains. Nah, he loved the song anyway too. But yeah, that definitely has like, I would say, I'm definitely wearing my Alice in Chains and Foo Fighters on the chorus. Love.
Yeah,
on that song.
just going for a straight rock banger,
Yeah.
like,
Little Jane's Addiction in the bridge, right?
yeah, there you go.
And
yeah,
that's one thing I like about the album is you've got a lot of influences going in. You can tell, and a lot of albums I'm seeing lately, it just sounds like the same 3 songs on repeat, and this doesn't have that. This is each song has its own identity, and I like that.
We definitely set that. When you listen to like Zeppelin, right, or any of your favorite bands, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Green Day, like they can, they got American Idiot, and they have like ballads. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they have like Zeppelin had like Stairway to Heaven and like Dazed and Confused. So I'm I'm about peaks and valleys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can't have the same song. I mean, there's so many emotions in one day.
Mhm.
It's like, why just be flatlining?
Exactly. And it's not a lot of bands that are doing that, but like just I guess the ones I've been listening to, I guess, I don't know.
Listen to
Because you
Stirvin.
say that and I think about a lot of albums, but then I'm like, maybe I've just been listening to playlists.
Yeah, that could
Yeah,
be.
get back to, you know what? I definitely wanted this record to sound good on vinyl. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be like an album experience, and
Mhm.
also felt like I wanted every song on the record to be, the best it can be, and be able to be played on the radio.
So if you had to take like a guess based purely, and this is for each of you, on your own personal feelings toward the song, which song off the album do you think would do, or do you hope would do best with the audience? Like, which one do you think is going to be the like popular song off the album?
You can go, AJ.
I I really like Ride or Die or Fake Friends. Those are like the 2 that I really think are gonna be the popular ones. But yeah, those two for me. It's between those 2.
What about you, Rene?
You know what? I literally wrote this. You saw my dog, right?
Yeah.
Me and that dog would sit in the bathroom every night, just because the ambiance sounds so good in my first floor bathroom.
Mhm.
I would literally sing and write every lyric in my bathroom with my dog.
Wow.
So it's hard for me. I think that song "Hate Myself." It's not even done yet. It's so catchy, and
Yeah.
the words are pretty. I mean,
Catchy, but it's a
pretty
little
deep.
brutal. A
They're
little
pretty deep,
self
man.
hate.
You know what I'm saying? But what you didn't hear is that Jacoby is going to be the answering back, and he's going to be in the bridge and the last chorus, where he's answering back with like, to like my negativity. We're
Mhm.
like, your friends loved you, so don't even go there. You know what I'm saying? Type answer back.
That's beautiful. I love that.
So that's how that song. I mean, when you hear it, when my wife heard it, she hated it. She's like, "Are you kidding me? Wait, like I'm like, no, wait. It's not about. It's about like there's going to be an answer back, and it's going to be positive, you know. And don't get me wrong, I was really hurting when I wrote that, you know, song.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm feeling like, you know, talking about, you know, taking away the pain in my heart. That's for real. I mean, there was a lot of pain there, and I definitely hated myself. So, yeah, I mean, I love Ride or Die. It just makes me smile. And that song I wrote about somebody I love, that's like, you know, I got your back no matter what. And I know he had my back.
Yeah.
And then Fake Friends, like I said, there's this guy in high school that I always was like, he'd always screw me over, and I always like let him back in my life. And then he just like the last time I was just like, all right, I'm over this shit.
Yeah.
And it's about that song, but I want to also make it funny. I don't want like every song to be like this serious thing. I also think we have a song called "We Carry On," and my friend Kiara sings on it. I know that the label is really excited about that song, and I think that song is catchy as hell too. And obviously, I mean, everyone's gonna think I wrote it about Chester, which is about you know, my best friend killed himself 2 years ago. But it's actually about my friend Chris Logan, and I actually sent it to Chester, and I have the email saying that this song is special. But the weekend he passed away, I went in with Josh Wilbur, and I finished those vocals to that song. The weekend of Chester's funeral. So it definitely turned out, you know, being for him too. Basically, it's for the son, for Chris's and Chester's son. And you know, after going through something hard like that, it's like, you know, how can we carry on?
Yeah.
So there's definitely a hopeful message. It's a dark record, but I feel like there's like a lot of hope in it.
It's a dark record because there were dark times, but you're coming out of it, man. And this is a way to help. You know, we were talking about like mental health and stuff. Oh, I see musicians all the time. This is their therapy. You know, and that's what I feel like it is for you in a way is, you know, I listen to these songs and I feel it being released into the universe or whatever, you know?
It does. I mean, listen, for me to write a song called "Hate Myself," I mean, I was in a lot of pain. You know,
Yeah.
I felt like I let down. You know, relapsing after 25 years, I felt like I let down my wife, my daughter, all my friends. You know, myself. I felt like how didn't I know my friend was in so much pain? Was I a bad friend? That I didn't know he was in so much pain. I beat my shit out of myself every night over it. I know he loved me and he wouldn't want me to be like this. He wouldn't want me. He wanted me to be okay. I mean, it's still a struggle sometimes. Freaking 5 years, and I feel like it just happened yesterday. Hey guys, I gotta give me a second and just get myself together. And
Yeah. Hey, dude, you're good.
Rock. Let me go get my dogs outside.
Okay. You take a second. What's up, AJ?
Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, the record, you know, for sure it's meaningful, and I think it's like more as the more we do it, the more you kind of get into it because of just of the fact that like we actually haven't finished the entire thing yet, and
Yeah.
you know, so it's like there's still parts to be written, and still kind of like I know for myself, like I'm not writing any of the lyrical content on this album, but I do write stuff on my own for other projects, and you do start to feel things when you write it down, you know, and you kind of have to like reprocess things that maybe already have happened. But yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So how old are you?
Me? I am
Just a
30.
random. You're 30. Okay.
Yeah.
We're about the same age then. I was wondering like potentially like how many other bands you may have been in or anything like that.
Me? Yeah. Oh, too many. I've been doing the like DIY tour circuit for 11 or 12 years now, just touring the country in a van, sleeping on people's floors. So it's funny when like we say like my first show with Reach was at Welcome to Rockville, but definitely not my first show. You know, like
Hold on one second. You
Guys,
back?
you're back.
All right.
what's going on?
He's back. What were you saying, AJ? Sorry.
No, you were just asking about just other things. Like Reach. The first show I ever played with Reach was Welcome to Rockville, but by far not my first show. You know, I've been sleeping on people's floors and driving around in a van for at least 15 years now. And yeah, so it's like awesome to get to be on that stage and do that big thing, but it's like a lot of work going up to that point too, you know.
And I can't wait. I'm going to do my absolute best to
You better
see
be
you
there. I
guys
don't
at
want to
Louder
hear
in
no
Life.
excuses. You're gonna be there. Welcome to Louder in Life. He lives in Kentucky, so he's gonna come.
Oh yeah, you got to come through.
Yeah, I'll be there, man.
I just want to say, you know, I am so grateful to have Tim and AJ in the band. It's just so easy. It's like, especially when you get along with people, and it's just like, it's easy. It's like I could sit and, you know, we're gonna take a nice long van ride this time to Kentucky, but I'm gonna have fun. I know it already.
Yeah, we had when we did Welcome to Rockville. Tim and I drove down, just the two of us, and we still to this day joke about it because like, yo, we drove like 4 days to play for like a half hour.
Was it worth it?
It was fun. No, I mean, and I was gonna say we had a blast. Like him and I had a good time. We made a plan going down and a plan going back. So we were like, all right, we're gonna stop in North Carolina. We're gonna get a couple beers. We're gonna hang out, and then we'll do the same thing on the way back up. And like we made a trip out of it. Made it fun, you know. But yeah, we still joke to this day. It was like, yeah, we drove 4 days for a half hour of playing music.
You know what? That's why I want to be in a band with guys like AJ, because it's like 4 days for a half hour. That's like straight love for music. I would do it.
Yeah, I was talking to my partner earlier today. I was like, man, Rene lives, breathes, and sleeps music. Like he's got 2 jobs in music. He's all the time going to concerts and stuff. I was like, he loves some music.
I mean, I think music is definitely my love, right? But I think I've definitely paid it forward where I changed a lot of people's lives and got them record deals, and you know they did pretty good, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, the first band I ever got a record deal for was Maroon 5. I signed POD twice.
Oh wow.
Lovely band, just went triple platinum in this day and age on their single, and their album's about to go gold if it hasn't already, and that is pretty insane, you know, in this age to have a gold record, especially for an alternative rock band. So I got them signed. I got this band Dreamers signed. Yeah, definitely, you know, I signed one of my favorite guitarists to Red Bull, Albert Hammond Jr. So yeah, I mean, I've definitely gotten, you know, I can't complain. I have an amazing life, you know. I get to live, you know, like what I love to do, and that's music. And you know what? I thought this part of my journey in music, you know, the artistic side was over. Honestly, I had quit. Like I was done when I got my job now 8 years ago, right? And I was okay with it. And it was hard. It's like, it broke my heart, but I was just like, all right, it's not my time anymore. I'm cool. All right. And, friends like Chester would always be like, come on, man, you can't do that. Like, and just give me like, hey, man, why don't you open up a few shows? Like, literally, like, just, get on me. Him and Jacoby and, Marcos, they would like get on me about like, you can't just stop playing music. What the hell's wrong with you? But for years it did. And, here I am playing music again with a record coming out. So I'm not even supposed to be doing this right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I am like the gratitude I have in my heart for this. I'm not taking 1 inch for granted. It's like, this is going to be the best record I can put out. Like I can write and and the band can play. Like we put our heart and soul into this.
That's awesome. Is there one like takeaway that you would like to say about the album?
You know what? I probably gave you like I think I probably gave you like 8 songs, right? 9 songs.
Yeah.
I literally have to finish like 5 or 6 more.
Oh wow.
I mean, we still got some bangers brewing, that aren't done.
Dude, that's exciting.
It's definitely a little. I could say the last few songs are really jaggedy. Definitely got like a Foo Fightery thing going on. Like you heard that what's it called, California Sun?
Yeah.
I mean, that song's pretty badass, right?
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
I mean, and then we got this one.
I like the guitars in that one.
We got this one I co-wrote with my buddy Danny Rocco from Des Rocks, which is definitely got a bluesy jam, almost like a little Rage meets like Black Keys in there. And if AJ writes a song tomorrow, that's amazing. We're just gonna record it. Our producer. So the record was broken up into 2 halves, and that's we did half the record with Cass Dillon, who's one of my close friends and one of the most talented producers, songwriters I've ever met in my life. And then the other half of the record is with Bob Marlette. And Bob Marlette has worked with everyone from Black Sabbath to Seether. He did the first Shinedown record. Guy's a legend, and also like Cass, it's just a virtuoso in every instrument. Amazing producer, legend. So yeah, we're definitely pretty lucky. I have to go out to LA, and actually AJ and Nick might have to come out too. But yeah, we gotta finish the record. It's gonna be amazing. And then on the mixing side, one of my all-time best friends in the whole universe, Jay Baumgartner, who did Papa Roach, Evanescence, Bush, Jewel. I mean, the guy's just so versatile, amazing mixer. He actually just did a song for my nephew, Chester Bennington. He mixed that song, the one that just came out, and it's fire.
I gave it a listen this morning. Definitely good. Not what I expected. I don't think it's what anyone would have, but at the same time, he owned it, and I liked it.
He owned it, and he's himself. He's not trying to,
Yeah.
He's being himself, and I love it. He's such a good kid. I love him.
But well, Rene, AJ, it's been great talking to you.
Great talking to you,
guys got anything? I think I'm going to do my movie outro voice.
All right. AJ, you got anything else to say?
Nah, listen to the record when it comes out in full. Killing Time's out now.
Killing Time's out now. Put it on your playlist. Send it to your friends. Share it around the world. And then September will come for you. Louder Than Life.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you there, man.
Hell yeah.
And this has been the Confound Millennial, starring Steven Stirvin, Michaels, Rene Mata, and AJ of Reach NYC.
This is